Technically what I'm wearing matches because it's my TJ Oshie jersey, and he's a Capital now. So technically what I'm wearing matches. Technically. Alright. Nail Yakupov. Remember Yakupov? Remember? Fail for nail? Remember when that was the thing? No. Get. Not doing that again. No. Get. Go on. Not doing that again. As soon as I start a video, you gotta come over here and bath yourself. You get over there. Alright. Because he as soon as I finish my first video, Shadow goes and sits up there. As soon as I start the next video, he sits over. I sit right next to the computer and bath myself and probably nudge it a bunch of times. No. Anyways. Nail Yakupov. The Edmonton Oilers went on their fail for nail. Famously drafted him ahead of some decent defensemen that probably would have helped get them better a lot sooner. And of course that came to ownership, and that's all long gone. Yakupov's rookie year, in 48 games, I think he had 31 points, 17 goals, and he looked good. I remember he showboated a little bit. There was famously the one goal where he did like the Theron Fleury drop into his knees kind of thing, and Don Cherry was really on him about it and kind of basically said, "Kid, you haven't done anything yet in the NHL. The hell are you doing? It's a regular season game. It's not, you know, the Stanley Cup. You're acting like you won the Stanley Cup." And Yakupov's totals have dropped since then. And this year they dropped a lot. So 60 goals, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points, I believe, after he went to these guys. And of course, you know, Oilers fans at the start of the year were like, "Hey, we get a first rounder if he scores." No. At the start of the year, he looked okay in St. Louis. And there was sort of a feeling of, oh, this might come back to bite the Oilers. Every now and then these guys come back and bite them. They trade guys off, and then they get better somewhere else. Look at Justin Schultz. Not Nail. I'm not denying he has talent, but he sat during the playoffs for the Blues this year. Even when they were struggling to score, he sat. So if you're a Canuck fan and you're paying attention to the rumors right now, apparently Igor Larionov said that Nail Yakupov would be very interested in playing for the Vancouver Canucks. I read that and I thought, Nail Yakupov right now would be very interested in playing for any NHL team. Nail Yakupov has become that friend who's just sitting alone and going, "I'm just waiting for the right girl." And you go, "If she'll go out with you, she's the right girl. Take her." Yakupov's become that guy in a hockey player. And I don't begrudge him. I don't make fun of him. Not every prospect becomes a superstar. Not every guy can play NHL hockey regularly and do the things that Sidney Crosby or even Nathan MacKinnon can do. You know, MacKinnon didn't have a great year either, but Yakupov's, you know, a quarter of a MacKinnon in points, and that's MacKinnon at his lowest. So, you know, and then I'm reading Canuck fans going, "Well, yeah, he'd be worth picking up. We can get him for cheap, and yeah, that'd make a lot of sense." Does it? You're not putting him in your top 6, are you? It's bad enough I had to watch Magna in the top 6 this past year, and Magna works hard. Yakupov, I don't think he does. He doesn't hit, so you don't want him in the bottom 6. Canucks have had a soft bottom 6 for the last couple seasons, and it's kind of made me angry. I'm not talking about enforcers. I'm talking about guys who hit and punish people. And it's felt like the guys who are bottom 6 work really hard, but they're just not the right guys. And I don't think Yakupov fixes anything. And of course there will be that Canuck fan who comes in and goes, "You could put Yakupov with the Sedins and it's an automatic 20 goals. It's not. Ask Taylor Pyatt. Ask Trent Klatt. Ask the guys who have not worked out on that wing. Ask Louis Eriksson how easy it is to score 20, 30 goals playing with the Sedins. It's not. I'd rather see the Canucks bring back Radim Vrbata for a year than see them go anywhere near Yakupov. And Vrbata would not be a cheap addition. He had a very good season in Arizona. I honestly think the best thing for Yakupov right now, and I get that his NHL dream is still his NHL dream, go to the KHL. Go to the KHL, spend 2 seasons there. Pick the most hard-assed coach you can work for. Find the team that's got the most Soviet-like coach. The organization that will just absolutely whoop you if you're not in line, and they'll cut you if you're not keeping up. And once you've done that, come back. The best thing for Yakupov's game right now would be to go to the KHL. It didn't seem to take this long for Nikita Filatov to figure out it just wasn't going to work in the NHL. Of course, with Filatov also had a mind of him that, well, I'm not going to the American League. Which I understand Russians feeling that way. I understand them saying, well, I'd rather go to the KHL than go to the American League. Absolutely, you're going to make a lot more money in the KHL than in the American League. But long-term NHL will make you a lot more money in the KHL. Outside of a few players, the KHL is not an NHL competitor when it comes to wages. It really isn't. And there's always rumors swirling about teams going bankrupt and the league going bankrupt. So there's a tremendous risk in going to the KHL. But part of the reason I think why the KHL would struggle would be that most of their star players are in North America, playing in the NHL. But it would be good for Nail to go there. Just go home. Play there for 2 years. And if he gets his game back, he can come back to the NHL. And if he doesn't, he's still going to make more money playing over there than he's going to make playing over here right now. And he doesn't fit anything for the Canucks. If you're a rebuilding team, if you're going to embrace the rebuild, Yakupov doesn't work. He's a 23-year-old, I think he's 23, bust forward. Like he's already got that reputation as a bust. Let him go over to Europe and figure everything out, and then he can come back in a couple of years. Because the Canucks signing him right now, it would just lead to another organization being disappointed with the return, no matter what they're paying him. Because you're not paying Yakupov to be a hitter. You're not paying him to be a penalty killer. You're paying him hoping that he'll rediscover some of that form that made him a #1 draft pick. And it is not easy to find that. Because if it was, Patrick Stefan would have found it again. Weak draft or not, Stefan was a #1 draft pick. Alexander Daig, another one. Daig sort of reinvented himself as a bottom 6 forward and came back to the NHL, but he wasn't a good bottom 6 forward, so he still ended up out of the NHL. So the best thing for Yak, I think KHL, but there'll be speculation about where he's going to go. Let me know why I'm wrong in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And thank you so much for watching. If you're a Canuck fan, again, you can tell me why I'm wrong too. Where Yak fits in, I just don't see it. I think it would be crazy, and I think Larionov, one of my all-time favorite players. I think he's just saying what he has to in order to drum up interest in his client, and I bear him no ill will for that because Igor Larionov, one of my all-time favorite players. And to me, he'll always be a Canuck, but that's just me. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.